Welcome to the My Revenge Cup 4 tournament, running every Saturday, maybe next Saturday too, I don't know, but this was like on a spur of the moment. We wasn't quite sure if this was going to happen because of the patch, which has come out causing some server explosions according to High Red Bart. Everyone trying to log in at once did something horrendous to the servers. So we do have Juice versus Cocio Yerks. Blue team is Cocio, red team, me, is Juice. And this is an interesting 4v5 as well. Kennedy, tell me about the 4v5, just for the live, non-live viewers.
Well, it seems that Juice has one player who's going to be AFK for more than 30 minutes, so instead of waiting or having to forfeit, Juice has elected to play this match in a 4v5 format. Hell being the one player who's left out in the background, not going to be played by Harvest. And it's going to give us a bit of an interesting here setup for these two, and seeing what Juice is going to be running in the middle. It doesn't look like they have anybody in a position in the middle right now.
Bit of an invasion on the right. Oh no, they're not going to go for that because there are 3 guys there at the manor. But no, we got Anatoly on the left there, but sending a hail of arrows across there, maybe a bit of a mana expenditure. But I'm just wondering, what happens if 30 minutes goes, by in this match? Does Hell come back in the game? Oh, I think we might have a Ymir here. Allied is sprinting out of there with heavenly agility, and it looked like a good opportunity there for Cocio Yerks, but just not able to get that Ymir.
Yeah, it is a very good question. If 30 minutes does pass by in the game, does Hell just jump on the character and play? I mean, I don't know. I feel like with the rules they're going to say no, but actually I don't know regarding the rules. I mean, it's kind of their choice.
Does he jump in and feed, or is Allied Harvest that good, rather?
It looks like Jerby is going to take Agni to the mid, and Jerby does usually play that mid role. Surprising to see playing it with Agni. Maybe just likes it recently with the new patch. I don't know how much they played yesterday, or if they could play it all yesterday. Not much practice has been allowed for these teams due to the issues. And I'm not sure if we're going to lose control of this game or not. The GMs are messaging everybody that queues will be restarting.
It's a queuing system.
Yes, but who knows what that can break.
Well, not the end of the world, we hope.
Agni is daringly dashing in towards on her to take out that lane instead of going up from behind and dashing back. Maybe not too much worried about on her stunning him.
But Mouthwash not really taking the opportunity to do something about that. It's usually what a lot of players will do is Agni is just do it once to find out what their response will be. See, Anho is just hiding in his tower, which makes it very, very safe for Agni to do that. And he's not going to be able to react at the time, there's a space between it. He just didn't have time to go in there and go and impale him against a wall. So maybe Mouthwash just wants to play it very safe. Maybe he's expecting something nasty to happen in the middle from the side lanes. Anatoly, by the way, is the guy left by himself to take on both Odin and Freya. And with an Odin here, by the way, I'm going to be able to jump in quite easily and try and lock him into the Ring of Spears. Ra will be definitely using his movement speed to try and survive. Starting with a new item, by the way, the Mark of the Vanguard, which gives you all damage taken is reduced by 5. That was slightly nerfed from the PTS server, a lot of complaints on that, but it's still a fairly strong item. So I think Anatoly is doing what anyone would do in a 1v2 situation, is just try and play safe. But he's actually pushing.
Well, Raw is a very good god to put into the situation. I see now why they chose to put Raw there. The extra levels he's gaining into 1v2 and his push capabilities already are quite strong, so it allows him to maintain control of that lane with much worry and can heal himself when needed.
I think that's the best person you can put in that situation is Ra. And even against Odin, even though he will get trapped inside those Ring of Spears, with movement speed, with the passive ability to increase his movement speed by 30%, he should be able to avoid a lot of the damage. And Freya, not too much damage from her ultimate. It's got a great reach. You can't be... you don't take damage whilst you're in there unless it's from a damage over time. So I just don't see Ra dying if Anatoly plays it really, really safe.
No, and
Also
it's also very much known. Juice's gameplay is very aggressive. So this...
One of those North American teams, I see.
The 4v5 play, though, is going to give them that advantage to just be that much more aggressive early on, allowing them to get 2 people who are gaining the solo experience. And if they can get a snowball effect occurring early on in 4v5, they can easily push that for the win. So that very much might help them more than hurt them, depending on how Jerks let them play.
Freya starting with a meditation, by the way, and no meditations to be heard of from Juice Gaming's point of view. We do have a Bastet with a Heartseeker on that right-hand side. I'm glad that they decided to put the Heartseeker over on that side as well, not on a single lane. Teamed up with Ymir too. I think that's a strong combo. Bastet just feels really strong this patch. I don't know what it is, but my play with her has increased extraordinary. And I don't like credit myself, like, oh, a really good player. I just feel like it's Bastet that's made me somewhat better. We do have Sobek and Artemis comboing up as well. I really want to see some of those throw trap combinations. I hope we get to see some from Formod and Graven. We just got Bastet hanging... oh no, Bastet's gone back. Ymir is just keeping the lane cozy for the time being. Is there anything unusual you see about the items? I see an Obsidian Shard again as the first item.
I want to take a very close note to both what Raw and Ymir are running with. And they both have grabbed the defensive starting item, Mark of the Vanguard, which a lot of people are not being very fond of, or are fond of, but agree that it's not the best item to have in the game right now. It's reducing the damage from the minions quite a bit, making it almost like they're trivial, not much to worry about. So the question is, will that item last much longer in the game? I don't know, but Raw and Ymir are definitely taking advantage of it and not worrying about taking too much damage from the minions because of it.
Now Artemis just the helpful lane, mid lane sort of switch, just taking a minion wave, grabbing that extra XP, then goes over to the Fire Giant, drops a trap and backs out. And that was real nice usage of time there. Just taking over the lane. They had already pushed the right lane quite far back, so they had a little bit of single lane XP from both Artemis and Sobek there, but obviously not going to compete with Anatoly by himself in the lane, who is currently level 8. We have Odin. I think he's going to come in and try and lock him in. Does Anatoly know it? He's peeking. Yeah, he knows it. He did like the 45-degree angle, making sure he can catch one eye on that lane exit, the jungle exit. And I feel like maybe there should be some ganks going on. Agni, in fact, is on the move to the right. So, maybe she should have gone left.
I don't know. Sobek is pushed back with Artemis up against the tower. And both Xing and Allied are just taking their time to push out the tower. I mean, you're not giving them much of a effort, much of a scare to fall back for it.
I don't know what this Harvest fellow is doing, but he's only level 1. Oh, Agni. I see what Agni wanted to do. He wanted Anher to move forward a bit, and then he was going to try and take him by himself. Oh my god, this is not going to look good for Jerby as he's sprinting away, trying to avoid those spears. There goes the jump from Anher, getting closer. The Noxious Fumes and a Purification Beads from Anher. What an excellent plan. An incoming Odin. Will Jerby be able to get away here? The Ring of Spears is on. Bye-bye, Jerby. It's like the end of the show where everyone just waves their hand for like a minute. That's what I'm doing there.
Well, Jerby had a very good maneuvering there. Almost got escaped, but thanks to Odin coming in to secure that kill. Anher should have had that kill long before. He has to really thank his teammate Odin for it. And we still have more confrontation going on here. Losing Xing.
Yeah, there was definitely communication from Jerks there from that last game.
Bye-bye, Journey.
Where do you want to go, Sobek? Where are you going, Sobek? Stay with you, Sobek. Not going to be hit by that ultimate.
Manages to avoid the ultimate, and Anatoly's beam did not hit him as well. So Sobek's going to look like it's going to escape and gets another wall block by Ymir and goes down in seconds. Nice hit there from both of them.
There was Mouthwash, which looked like he wanted to go in on that engagement and saw Sobek die and said, I don't want any part of that. That seems like a bad place to be. And moves back into the middle lane. Jerby's also there. Whoa, a minion just went flying off my screen with that ragdoll effect. I love that.
Shing is taking early advantage of the Heartseeker bonus getting and trying to build it up as fast as possible. Jernix is returning into this fight, trying to get Anatoly down, but his teammate, Odin, has no mana to help him.
He is not happy with dying that last one and really just wanted to try and kill Anha and make up for the fact that he died there. I think that was a personal vendetta on his half. Looks
like Shing is grabbing the red buff in the middle and is not going to go for the gank right now on her. He's back by his tower. Nothing can really stop him.
Oh, they actually increased jungle XP by 50%. And I see Shing is taking some of that jungle buffs as well.
Yes,
just the XP ones,
the experience has increased now. It says increased by 50%. We have to keep in mind that is the original. And Jerby's going to go down again. Ooh. If Artemis can get the hit on.
Graven! Yeah, Heavenly Agility getting closer, and a beautiful obelisk there, slowing him down partially. Allowing Artemis to get in an auto attack and finish him off. Booyah!
That was a nice move. So, Jerby is losing the mid lane quite a bit now. Anher is trying to recall, but Shing is definitely scaring him to back out. And he just keeps trying. He's losing a lot of time here. He would have been better off running back to that second tower and then trying to recall immediately instead of doing a double recall take.
Shing is all over the place at the moment, just taking all of the jungle buffs. I'm expecting maybe to see Shing go and gank someone, but no, I'm just going to hang out in the middle. Okay, that's good call. There's lots of XP here. Clear the lane. And Jerby will be back in a jiffy. Heading over to the right now.
I mean, but back to the jungle buffs. You're right. They increased it by 50%, but if we remember in the previous patch, they decreased it. I don't know if it was decreased by 50% or not before. So, but it might be back at its normal experience levels, is what we're probably playing with at this point.
All right. There are a lot of wards on the right-hand side, by the way, so no way for Bastet to really sneak up on Graven and Formod. That just was not going to happen. So excellent that there's loads of site coverage. We do get an engagement in any case. Sobek throwing Bastet back to make sure that Artemis can escape. I think that was nicely timed and the right target to pick as well. Ymir would not be able to take Artemis by himself. No, so just kicking Bastet out of that fight was, you know, props to Formod on that one.
We have in the middle Jerby going up against Mouthwash, and Mouthwash is going to retreat.
I was just hopping over to that. I think Jerby certainly has the player skill advantage in the mid. He's really doing a number on Anher quite a lot, but when the teammates come, and just like now, has used his dash, by the way, Mouthwash is still sticking around. Jerby is running over to the left. Artemis is going to try and go on an intercept course. I think this is it. This might be it. Does Artemis have ult? Oh, yeah, but the line of sight blocks it.
Knockback by Mouthwash.
Doesn't matter. I think
hits him.
I think
the knockback by Mouthwash hit Agni backwards, allowing the ultimate from Artemis to stun him.
Yeah,
and get the kill.
I think Tusky got the kill there. Tusky really needs like a little, you know, on the tab page, just their own sort of kills.
On a side note, Shing decides to just stroll on into the middle lane and take out the tower while at it. Just moving about, just going about his business. I don't think he seems too worried about anything.
Incoming Mouthwash, though, sees it, though, and running away now. Followed by Artemis as well.
Look at both teams are actually putting some coverage into the map.
Blue team does have coverage of gold. Yuri, explosion from Ymir takes out Sobek. And Bastet retreating, doesn't want to play with this one. Although I think Artemis ult is down, and hers ult is down. They might have been able to go in on that. Shing, no, Allied has a bit lower mana, but surely a freeze in there.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the map. The gold and fire giant are covered by jerks. They have both those covered. While it looks like
Kirby incoming for gank. Oh, gets that Noxious Fume stun against Odin, easily killing him. Freya size up in an ult and just blasts down on Jerby. But you notice it's not that much damage, like 33% damage against Jerby's health. Hitting all of those attacks.
The coverage by Juice is actually none right now in the jungle. All their coverage has come up.
Yeah, they just lost their ward, so they're probably going to be putting some more down.
Looks like we're going to have Juice chasing here after On Her, but On Her uses sprint and a jump to get away.
Having Sobek from behind with that parrot on the shoulder. Does Jerby want to turn around and maybe take a few shots at that? Or no, retreating for the jungle. In fact, that was a safer retreat there. I commend that effort.
And Jerby's going to back up.
Yes.
For some safety right now. Oh, Raw's over on the side by himself. Takes out a tower. It's just pushing capability of Raw is so nice. Able to use the beam to take out minions and then provide a heal for his own minions as well as a slight buff.
Ra also building very tanky as well. Wall of Absolution and Tank Boots. I think Tank Boots is fantastic. Pretty much for all gods, just for some of the stun and slow reduction in duration. That's fantastic if you want to have that. But also Sprint is just excellent escaping opportunities there with the Aegis too. So basically, Anatoly is saying, I just want to make sure I don't die, I don't feed, and I'll let the team do the rest.
The tank Raw is actually a very interesting build to use, I have to say. But the Wall of Absolution gives you both a defensive and as well as magical power, which is always nice.
And a bit of sustain with the mana for 5.
MP5, so Anatoly is able to stay up close to the enemy if need be and push down his lane when it's needed. Shing's over here on the right side, gonna push up this lane. Both Sobek and Artemis are just backing up scared. Not really sure how to stop their 4 levels difference.
Exactly, I would be fearful of that as well, but maybe if they combine their powers...
Artemis is trying to come in from behind. Amir finds Artemis and freezes and slows trapping Artemis.
And this is a perfect calling card. Incoming Anho from the back, but Jerby is also here too. Bye-bye Sobek, it's lights out for him. Will Artemis and Anho be able to escape? That's really the best blue team can hope for at the moment. They do manage to get in their tower. A slow Tusky is covering fire. Going to go around, stun absolutely everybody and take some damage. Anho goes down though. And Tusky Knight's out as well. Night, Tusky.
It's just every single time that the Jerks look like they have an opportunity in this match, it seems that Juice manages to come around right around the corner on them. They keep trying to set up those ganks, and then someone from Juice just upsets them, which...
Yeah, we had a lot of wards down here from Juice as well, but on a side note to wards, it's not just wards which give you coverage, it's excellent communication as well. You don't necessarily need vision to know roundabouts where people are. You can sort of make judgment calls based on, you know, what would you do? What do you think they would do? Just sort of analyzing their personalities, if you put it like that.
If they watched the previous game, they saw that they were playing decently, but this is a much faster paced game as we're already seeing. 17 minutes in, several towers down. It looks like Juice is going to go take the gold buff.
And get it, perhaps. I don't see Odin coming in. He's going away. Freya is too busy occupied with the tower. There is a ward which might just be able to see them at the damage buff. It's definitely seen them now, and there's nothing they can do about it.
There's a ward sitting inside the damage buff. Oh, they actually had one right next to the Gold Fury. They did have one. So they were able to...
Those giant portraits, damn you!
And there is a ward over at Fire Giant, so they're going to be able to watch that a lot easier.
Oh, Genard's run into the jungle with Ymir. I see a wall coming soon. Is it going to happen? Allied, he knows he wants it. There goes that wall, and a perfectly timed ult from Anatoly as well. Right when that wall hit and shot Freya, and here goes Odin, who traps himself. I guess Odin was just like a little terrorist.
No man to jump, leaving him at Anatoly's mercy.
I don't know why. Odin may as well just strap Ymir to his chest right there. Using his ult, trapping Ymir inside there is
Sheen goes down to Anher's ultimate over by the Fire Giant. And Jerby is trying to maintain alive right now. Has some mana, but definitely advantage in Anher's play right now.
Anher, what's he building? He's got an Executioner's Axe and one of those Soul Eaters again. Those ruddy Soul Eaters. Contaminating my game.
And the Soul Eaters earlier, I guess they liked the item, but who's it stopping here? I mean, let's take a real quick look at on her is building that Soul Eater, and the only person he's affecting with it is Xing on the Bastet, which could be say that affecting Xing on the Bastet might be important, but Bastet has the abilities that deal quite a bit of damage just to begin with, so it's not too effective as a passive item. Would have been much better to go with the one of the other items just to go off, even if it was Kin's Blade or something.
A delightful moment with Formod, by the way. He looks so gormless there, as he puts down a ward next to his own ward and tries to kill his own ward. I loved it. Oh, he's so cute, Formod. But yes, I like Soul Eater as an item, but I just think there's always going to be a better one out there until you get to the 5th and 6th item. It's got health on it, it's got focus, that's been added onto it as well. We have Odin being chased in the jungle, and he's running to his teammates, Freya. I don't think Freya can quite take on the entire red team by herself. She's going to land, and probably, yeah, that was going to happen. That's unavoidable.
And apparently the game is telling me that there was a problem with match requests, and to please try again. So we're going to ignore that little message.
Oh, should we try again?
Yes, apparently, while we're in a game.
I think we'll wait until after
Juice
this
is
game
taking their 4v5 team and heading over to the Fire Giant.
Possibly to go get Sobek and Artemis.
Pass it up. There are a lot of wards around the Fire Giant.
They can certainly pick up these kills here. No, they backed out. Nice, nice. Those wards gave enough time. It's a very quick recall, by the way, 5 seconds. So they can just see through the wards where they are and say, oh, we are totally boned here. Hit that recall button. Got out of there. Perfect play from Cocio Jerks. But now they need to perfect it even more to try and stop this Fire Giant. There are 5 of them, over 4 of them. 3 of them, rather, are just on the knocking on the doors. Ymir is zoning them with that wall. We've still got a bit of health left on that Fire Giant. I think Jerks do have this. And now it is the time for war. Yes, war. That's your. I hyped you up there.
The fights are all
there is like the synergies.
Sobek's going to go down to Xing, as well as Freya being chased. Xing is not going to give him much choice. A big jump loses most of the health there, and Juice just pushes through. After with the level of disadvantage here, as well as the level gold disadvantage, and now the Fire Giant, that gives Juice just full-on advantage to push through them, and there just wasn't much chance there at that point. They didn't deal the damage to him they needed to while they were inside the buff, and Juice is just going to push right up the middle lane now to most likely end this match.
And grab this Phoenix as well. Maybe a surrender is in order, but I do admire teams which don't give up and never say die. I have nothing against that whatsoever. I know there's a lot of guys who are just saying, oh, they're just wasting their time. No, I just think it's just nice to see players play it to the full extent of the game, because there's always going to be occasionally that one game which does turn around because you just have the determination and persistence to stick to it and play your hardest.
Well, their whole team's going to be up in 5 seconds, but the Minotaur does go down. That was a 4v5 by Juice, and
Harvest getting level 2 though.
To get level 2.
Harvest carrying the game.
I'm not sure what Harvest was doing during this game. Just kidding. No, so that match goes to Juice.
Harvest was banning Hell in this game. That
was their second ban. So that goes to Juice. There's not much else to say there. Quality play by both teams' attempts, but Juice is much more experienced and used that additional solo player lane just to gain themselves that extra experience. And as we saw, Xing took Bastet, entered that jungle quite early, and took the jungle experience. Is there a jungling in the game? Not exactly, but definitely a lane play and then switching into the jungle for the ganks early on is very
definitely not permanently jungle. You will always find that there is downtime between buffs, and you'll head back into the lane, wait for the jungle to come back up before going clearing it again. That is like the maximum amount of jungle you can do if you want to do it. Certainly did Bastet quite a lot of good just going around clearing those jungles. Had time maybe to place the wards down, because that's usually a Yamea role, ward guy. Didn't get too much coverage on who was dropping those wards down. Certainly making the most of the time if you are going around killing and sticking some wards down as well. We do like some interesting builds there. Freya going with the High Dragon Piece, but not getting that fully up. Just to get the additional magical power. The Obsidian Shard is an unusual item to start off with as well. Penetration is much better to have once you know that your enemy is getting magical protection.
You want more video? Over there at the top of the screen are relevant videos, and some other videos below them. You can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button too. If you got this far, maybe you should press like. No one sticks around for this long. Your loyalty shall go unrewarded.